In case you didn't know, the 10 principles of intuitive eating, let's just go through them quickly, okay? Number 1, reject the diet mentality. And you have to keep in mind that I know I keep going back and forth between wanting to do health stuff and mukbanging, but I'm trying to find a balance with this, my own health journey, and still doing some food content that is enjoyable and not always just, you know what I mean? Like my ways of eating are not very conventional, and that's just, I think that's just how it's just going to be for me, and I have to try to find ways around it. Anyway, so that being said, reject the diet mentality. Throw out the diet books and magazines, articles that offer you false hope of losing weight quickly, easily, and permanently. Get angry at adult diet culture that promotes weight loss and the lies that have led you to feel as if you were a failure every time a new diet stopped working and you gained back all of the weight. If you allow even one small hope to linger that a new and better diet or food plan might be lurking around the corner, it will prevent you from being free to rediscover intuitive eating. And that is so hard to get out of because I still want to do this whole cycle thing. And that's why I delete comments like that, because, and it's driving me nuts. And I feel like right now, I can't share this stuff because when I see comments like, oh, you're cycling again, you're a diet failure, it fucking triggers me, okay? So, and I know it's the internet and it shouldn't, but that's why I delete people like that, because I don't want to hear that negative bullshit. Okay? Honor your hunger. Number 2. This is not just for haters. This is like, there's people who are non-haters, but who are just like, they don't understand intuitive eating, or people who react to what I'm eating, who don't consider themselves haters. So this is for people who just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people just think that I'm like this intuitive eating expert, and, you know, like, I know like eating a whole bunch of tacos is not, it's not that it's not as intuitive eating. It's people like are just making up definitions of it or blaming me for doing that, and I'm not. So number 2, honor your hunger. Keep your body biologically fed with adequate energy and carbohydrates. Otherwise, you can trigger a primal drive to overeat. Once you reach the moment of excessive hunger, all intentions of moderate, conscious eating are fleeting and irrelevant. Learning to honor this biological signal sets the stage for rebuilding trust in yourself and in food. Okay. I'll get to your questions in a minute. Make peace with food. Number 3, call a truce. Stop the food fight. Give yourself unconditional permission to eat. If you tell yourself that you can't or shouldn't have a particular food, it can lead to intense feelings of deprivation that build into uncontrollable cravings and often binging. When you finally give in to your forbidden foods, eating will be experienced with such intensity, it usually results in Last Supper, overeating, and overwhelming guilt. Okay. Challenge the food police. Scream aloud no to thoughts in your head that declare you're good for eating minimal calories or bad because you ate a piece of chocolate cake. The food police monitor the unreasonable rules that diet culture has created. The police station is housed deep in your psyche, and its loudspeaker shouts negative barbs, hopeless phrases, and guilt-provoking indictments. And so do people on the internet. Chasing the food police away is a critical step in returning to intuitive eating. So, there's some good ones coming up, so just bear with me. It won't take too much longer, okay? Number 5, discover the satisfaction factor. The Japanese have the wisdom to keep pleasure as one of their goals of healthy living. In our compulsion to comply with diet culture, we often overlook one of the most basic gifts of existence, the pleasure and satisfaction that can be found in the eating experience. When you eat what you really want in an environment that is inviting, the pleasure you derive will be a powerful force in helping you feel satisfied and content. By providing this experience for yourself, you will find that it takes just the right amount of food for you to decide you've had enough. Okay, so just one more sec. Feel your fullness. In order to honor your fullness, you need to trust that you will give yourself the foods that you desire. Listen for the body signals that tell you that you are no longer hungry. Observe the signs that show that you're comfortably full. Pause in the middle of eating and ask yourself how the food tastes and what your current hunger level is. Cope with your emotions with kindness. First, recognize that food restriction, both physically and mentally, can in and of itself trigger loss of control, which can feel like emotional eating. Find kind ways to comfort, nurture, distract, and resolve your issues. Anxiety, loneliness, boredom, and anger are emotions we all experience throughout life. Each has its own trigger, and each has its own appeasement. Food won't fix any of these feelings. It may comfort for the short term, distract from the pain, or even numb you, but food won't solve the problem. If anything, eating for an emotional hunger may only make you feel worse in the long run. You'll ultimately have to deal with the source of your emotion, and that's what I'm definitely, yeah, I do that sometimes. We all, realistically, a lot of people do that. You turn to something else to try to fix it, to try to self-medicate, and I'm hoping that therapy will help with that. Respect your body. Accept your genetic blueprint. Just as a person with a shoe size of 8 would not expect to realistically squeeze into a size 6, it is equally futile and uncomfortable to have a similar expectation about body size. But mostly, respect your body so you can feel better about who you are. It's hard to reject the diet mentality if you are unrealistic and overly critical of your body size or shape. All bodies deserve dignity. 9, movement, feel the difference. Forget militant exercise, just get active and feel the difference. Shift your focus to how it feels to move your body rather than the calorie burning effect of exercise. If you focus on how you feel from working out, such as energized, it can make the difference between rolling out of bed for a brisk morning walk or hitting the snooze alarm. Okay, 10. Honor your health, gentle nutrition. Make food choices that honor your health and taste buds while making you feel good. Remember that you don't have to eat perfectly to be healthy. You will not suddenly get a nutrient deficiency or become unhealthy from one snack or meal or one day of eating. It's what you eat consistently over time that matters. Progress, not perfection, is what counts. So those are, in a nutshell, the 10 principles of intuitive eating. And that's what I'm working on. And yes, I still struggle with it. No, sometimes when I eat, I'm not practicing intuitive eating because it takes a lot of practice and I'm still struggling with these principles.